why like getting over a narcissist is so difficult is because when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you're like, if I just keep doing more things to like keep them happy, then we'll be fine, right? So then you just are constantly like depleting yourself of energy. And then, you know, throughout the course of the relationship, you depleted yourself to like make this relationship survive, while they just basically retracted from you to make you do more to keep the relationship. So it's like, it's sad because you gave so much hoping that it was going to be different than what it is. It's like, you really have to look at yourself and be like, bruh, what was you thinking, you know? So it's really hard to tell you yourself that I didn't trust your decision and you tried to force it so you could trust your decision in choosing this person. So you're like, okay, well, Samantha, you chose wrong, and you then continued to choose wrong, and to make it seem like it was okay, you depleted yourself to make it okay, right? Like, you can always blame the narcissist, right? But we can't change them, we can only change ourselves. So like, accepting the fact that you couldn't trust your own damn judgment is real, that's difficult. And accepting the fact that you were drained from all that, like, time, energy, mentally, right? And understanding that you depleted all that time, energy, money even, right? And you didn't get the relationship to ever work right. It's like you were holding on to this hope that it was never going to be. And then one day you're just like, okay, I have to let this hope go. And everything I tried, I have to let all of that go, right? And just move on, because it's not going to get better. And I think that's why it's really difficult, because then you really can't ever have the relationship with the person that you really wanted to have, like you eventually thought it would like blossom into. You can't really have it, you know? Even like, you can't have the closure, because it's such a confusing mind contour, you know, that you can't have the closure. You just have to walk away and just be like, yep, sorry, yep, pick the kids up, thanks. Like, that's it. You can't discuss it with them, you can't argue with them. It's like, that's difficult too, because you want closure, and then you have to talk to this person for your rest of your life, and you just have to stay away from being like confused and overextending yourself in the relationship to make it feel better, you know? Like, that's what anxious attachment person does. And typically I feel like they get stuck with like narcissistic people with like, what's the word? Avoidant, maybe. But yep, so you don't have any closure, and that makes it difficult, accepting the fact that you were trying to make this something that it wasn't in your brain so it would feel right. That's hard, right? Because it's like, well, I might have contorted this too much for it to affect me, like affecting me. And all the time and energy just let it go. And that's difficult, because when you put time, it's the sunk cost fallacy, right? Like, you put all this money into your business and time into your business, but it's just not going to make the money that you need or want. It's the same thing. You have to know when to let go. And I feel like with narcissistic relationships, it becomes so difficult to understand. Now, I will say, one thing that I did I think was the best for me to like start trying to get over this was journaling. So I journaled out everything that he did that was wrong, that he gaslit me about, everything that he did that he was wrong, that he was defensive about, that was left unresolved for me, and you know, ultimately hurt me, because literally in his mind, he doesn't think that anything was bad in a relationship. He didn't, like, I'm like, he thinks that there was more good than bad, but for me there was like almost all bad. Like, I can't, it's really difficult to say that there was good in it, you know what I mean? But when you're in it and it's so confusing, it feels like maybe it is good, you know? But nope, it's not. So journaling everything, like all the things that you were gaslit about, so you can be like, okay, no, this was wrong. This was 100% wrong, and this is how it made me feel at the moment. Even though he invalidated me and gaslit me and became defensive about it, my feelings were valid, and it was wrong for him to do that. And it made me feel like, oh my God, you made the right decision. Hey, you're not crazy, right? Because they'll try to say, like, even when he was leaving when we were breaking up, he said, you chose this and I hope you like your decision. I love it, thank you. But like, that's so manipulative to make you think like, oh my God, oh, I'm making a mistake. The manipulator's trying to make me stay and deal with it while he did what he wanted to do. So journal it out, so you know you're not crazy, or you know you're valid in your reasonings for leaving, and that is how you feel, and you were never wrong for feeling that way like they made you feel.